In today's tutorial, let's go to Alaska and do the Alaskan cowl. Let's begin right after this. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on Jeannie's Alaskan cowl. Now hers is blue and it's really quite fabulous, and there's a little diagram that I did here just to make sure that I understood the pattern, and it's multiple sets of 4. So what we have is that you got 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. You keep doing that and then you add 2 at the end. So if you would like to change the size of her cowl, then you can do so. So you're gonna have to chain 22 anyway, but if you'd like something different, then just go in multiples of 4 and then add 2 at the end. So today we're going to be using Bernat Dazzle. This is a new yarn line as of 2016 by Bernat, and this is exceptionally soft. It's 63% acrylic and 28% metallicized polyester and 9% wool. So it's going to be a warm cowl for you, and it doesn't have any scratch to it, and it's really soft, and I think that you'll love it. So one thing that I love about Jeannie's cowl in particular is that it looks so complicated, but when you look at the breakdown of the pattern, just like you see here, it's really not. So let's begin and let's show you how to do her cowl. So let's begin to work on Jeannie's cowl. You're going to need a slip knot, and let's begin to do that. And we need to chain a total of 22. Remember that the multiple sets were in 4 and then you add 2. So if you think about 20 then plus 2, that gives you 22, which is your multiples of 4. So we go 1 2 3 and 4, and remember you can just chain 22 if you wish. So 1 2 3 and 4, and 1 2 3 and 4. Once you're satisfied with the length, if you're going to do any kind of customization, then just add 2 at the end. So there's your multiples of 4 plus 2. Let's begin row number 1. Row number 1, we're going to go second chain from the hook. So count back, so 1 and 2, turn it over and get the back loop only of that and insert your hook in. And what you're just going to do in row number 1 is that you're just going to single crochet yourself on the back loop of the chain all the way across. Okay, so just single crochet yourself all the way over, and I will meet you on the other side in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way to the end of the chain, and you go into the last one, and that is it for number 1. So this is the only time you're ever gonna single crochet yourself all the way across. So this is your nice establishing border just like this, and you're going to sew the other side of the cowl when you get it done to this side as well. So it'd be a continuous revolution. So let's turn our work and let's move up to row number 2. Now row number 2, just very simple. We're going to do some single crochet and some clusters, and don't let that word scare you in any way. It shouldn't. So we're gonna chain up 1 and come into the same stitch right underneath. You're going to single crochet, and here's the repeat pattern as we go across. You're gonna chain 2 and you're going to skip 1 and go to the second one over, and you're going to do a cluster. So what we're gonna do is wrap the hook going into the same stitch, or sorry, skip 1, go to the second stitch over, pull through 2 and hold. Okay, wrap the hook going into the same stitch, go in, pull through 2 and hold. You now have 3 loops on your hook. All you just need to do is just yarn over and pull through all 3 just like that, and now you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. So skip 1, single crochet into the next. So what we're gonna have here is that we're gonna have single crochets and clusters working itself across. So let's begin the next multiple set. So it's chain 2, skip 1 stitch, cluster into the next one. So wrap the hook in, pull through 2 and hold, wrap the hook and into the same stitch, pull through 2 and hold, now pull through all 3. That's another cluster done. Now chain 2, skip 1 and single crochet into the next. So you're gonna do that all the way across, and this is what it will look like. And then all you're just gonna do then when you get to the end, you're just gonna finish it off as normal. So chain 2, skip 1, cluster into the next. Okay, and then once you get your cluster done, chain 2 and then skip 1, and your last one is 1 single crochet. So that is row number 2. So this just now establishes these clusters. So what we're going to do then, we're gonna move up to 3 and 4, 3 and 4, the repeat pattern for the entire rest of your cowl. Let's turn our work, and you're gonna notice all the puffiness is on this side of the work. Let's begin to do round number 3, or row number 3. So row number 3, it's every other row, and what we're going to do is we're chaining 5. Chaining 5 counts as a double crochet plus chain 2. So 1 2 3, there's your double crochet, 4 5, there's your chain 2. So just visualize it like it's almost like bending over at near the top, like an L, like this. So what you want to do then is single crochet into the top of the cluster. Okay, so it's right here. See where everything comes together? It's kind of like showing you the way. And when you go to look at these clusters, see, it's just kind of, there it is right there. So what we want to do is that we want to single crochet into that, and then you need to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you are just going to skip over the single crochet down here, and you are going to just go right into the next cluster. So just look for it and see where it leads to. It's right there, right where my thumb is moving, and you're gonna single crochet there and chain 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're gonna continue to do that all the way across, and I'm going to come to the next cluster. So you skip right over that single crochet right there. Just go and play in the top of the clusters only. And when you get to the other side, by the time you get there, you're gonna chain 2, and you're going to single crochet into this last single crochet. Sorry, you're gonna double crochet into the last single crochet. Okay, so the chaining of 5 that we started with, it counted as a chain, as a double crochet, chain 2, and then you just, all you just did is single crocheted in the top of the clusters as you went across. Let's move along to row number 4 and continue. So turning our work, row number 4, very simple. We're gonna chain up 1 and single crochet into the same one. And now we're gonna do clusters just like you did down here, but the only difference is now that we're not working in the chain spaces of skipping stitches. You just gotta look for visual cues. So we're gonna chain 2. So we've single crocheted, this is chain 2, and right where we've done the single crochet right here is where the next set of clusters are going to be. So you just cluster there, right in the single crochet, pull through all 3 loops, chain 2, and here's the thing. This is the chain 5 space, single crochet right around the space itself. Okay, chain 2, and then cluster into the next single crochet, and you're gonna do that all the way across. Okay, so there is your 3 there, chain 2, single crochet into the next chain 5 space, chain 2, cluster into the next single crochet that's available to you, okay, and then chain 2, and the very last stitch, this is your chain 5 that you had on the other side, so you're gonna count from the 3rd one up. So count the 3rd one, so 1, 2, 3, that's where you're gonna go for your last single crochet to keep that in balance. So now it looks the same as the other side. So let's turn our work, and I'm gonna repeat row number 3 and 4 one more time just so you get it. So turning our work, let's do number 3 one more time. So number 3 is always the same. We're gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, there's your double crochet, 4, 5, that's your chain 2. So right in the top of the cluster is where you're gonna play first, and you're going to single crochet into there, and then you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you're just gonna skip over the single crochet and go right to the next cluster. So look for where it's leading you. It's right there. And then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to the next cluster, so skip right over the single crochet, next cluster, just like so. And so that's kind of almost it. So you're gonna chain 2 and then double crochet into the final single crochet. So that completes row number 3 once again. So you can kind of see how it's coming together now. So then turn your work and let's do number 4 one more time. So you're just gonna continue 3 and 4 throughout the whole thing. So you're gonna chain 1, single crochet into the first, then chain 2, 1, 2, into this first single crochet that you're gonna run into, you're gonna cluster, then chain 2, and then into the chain 5 space you're gonna single crochet, chain 2, you're going to cluster into the next single crochet that you run into. Oops, so that was not a cluster. That was a double crochet. So I just gotta wrap the hook one more time going into the single crochet, So I can make my cluster, chain 2, single crochet into the next chain 5 space, chain 2, and I'm gonna cluster into the next single crochet, chain 2, and then single crochet into the third one up. This is chain 5, so 1, 2, and 3, and single crochet. So what you need to do is that you just need to get this to the length that Jeannie is recommending on the pattern. You can see that in the more information of this video, and all you're just gonna do then is just slip stitch and just turn a big circle, so eventually this will be much bigger, and you're just gonna slip stitch yourself this edge with this edge to create the never-ending circle, the cowl. So this is it. This is how to do the Alaskan cowl by Jeannie, and I think it's a great little pattern. I love the stitch work. It's really quite simplistic even though it looks pretty complicated. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. Have a great day. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.